in the present market conditions, right? Every investor or a trader, right? Whatever it is, sir, I'm an investor or I'm a trader. You should be prepared. What do I mean by that? An investor or a trader should be prepared for volatile markets. If you want stock market to be only in one direction, which is upwards, you are just in a dreamland. If you want to be in the market, accept that you will have both the sides and prepare for a volatile market or prepare for a bearish market also, right? So we can't avoid things which are not in our control. Do not worry. If the market is falling, do not worry. But what you should be worried, if you don't know how to react in that falling market, that is the problem. So what we will do today, let me share my screen. We will be discussing about how to overcome or what we should do in a volatile market. We will learn today. And yes, we'll be combining the fundamentals part and the technicals part. We will be combining so that everyone will be able to make use of both the worlds, right? Make use of both the worlds. Now, fundamentally, right? Let's look at the fundamentals, right? Let's look at the fundamentals. And yes, we will look at technicals later, and we will accept the fact that yes, volatility will always be there in the market. So first, coming to the fundamental aspects, please understand, volatile markets or a bearish market gives an opportunity to accumulate strong companies or gives an opportunity to enter into fundamentally good companies for longer period of time, right? And yes, what you should be focusing, sir, any company which I feel is a quality company, should I enter? No. We will look at key triggers, right? Key triggers. For example, sectoral leadership, whether that particular company or a stock which you are observing in that particular sector, does it have leadership? Does it has its presence for a longer period? You will be observing. And you look whether it is a consistent compounder or not. What does consistent compounder mean? On a weekly chart or even for the last 1 year or the last 3 years, how has been the growth of the earnings? How has been the growth of the profits? Is it increasing? Revenues are increasing or not? We will be looking at it. Third trigger, we look the growth in earnings per share. Is it increasing quarter on quarter? And strong moat business, right? Whoever do not know, in our first module of Teachable Financial Freedom Implementation Program, in the first course, there is a discussion on moat businesses. And do not worry, this is not a technical word. This is coined by Mr. Warren Buffett, right? Mr. Warren Buffett. And he says a strong moat, or even to give you more easily competitive advantage business. There may be 15 companies or 20 companies in a sector. What is that one characteristic where it has competitive advantage when compared to the other companies in the same sector, right? That is called as a strong moat business, right? A strong moat business. Okay. So if these key triggers are available, that kind of a company we should be keeping in our watch list, even if it is a volatile or a bearish market. And also, sir, sectoral leadership, good to hear that term, sectoral leadership. Yes, in that sector it should be a leader. But how can I identify that? You have coverage reports, right? You have con call notes. Every time a company has its AGM or a quarterly meeting, it comes with this. Credit rating reports are there. For example, the main reason for the present volatility would be Fitch, right? Where it has downgraded the sovereign credit rating of US from AAA to AA+, right? So like that, credit rating report gives a lot of information. Even sell reports, I know, out of all these reports, most of you, if you don't know many of the reports, definitely sell report is something where majority of the people would be knowing about, right? You would be following some demat companies, some research agencies, they come out with sell reports, right? So yes, you can refer sell report, but don't focus on the market price or don't focus on the price, target price, recommendation price, rather observe what is there in the business. And yes, recommendation, buy sell reports, add, all these reports will give you an information. And for all of you, let me share my screen, right? Let me share my screen. Whoever are like, sir, all this information, right? Where do I get? For example, if you have your screener, right? Our screener platform, you get abundant of information here. Let's say yesterday, Narayana Hrudayalaya, right? Narayana Hrudayalaya has come out with the earnings report. They have declared their results and it has been decent, or I would say it has been good, right? So Narayana Hrudayalaya, you come down, right? You have all your reports here, right? If you want your credit rating reports, it's available. Con call report, it's available for you to understand about the company, right? Annual report, it's available. And yes, a long-term company, what did we observe? Consistent compounder and consistent earnings should be there, right? Earnings should be there. So if you see in the quarterly results, right? These are the quarterly results. So what is happening? Yes, the earnings, right? Earnings per share. Are you seeing a consistent growth, right? Yeah, are you seeing a consistent growth? Yes. And numbers wise, yes, sales growth has been decent, profit growth has been decent, return on equity about 12% has been decent, right? Has been decent. So yes, your long-term companies would satisfy these conditions, right? These conditions. And yes, we have observed, sir, we also need to go through, means it's not that we also need to, you can go through, right? So your sell report, recommendation reports, or even anything, sir, I would love to know that. We have our module, daily finance practice module, July edition, where at the starting I have discussed about effective tools for investors and traders, right? So yes, we can use trend line, Narayana Hrudayalaya, or even Pricol Limited, right? Pricol, which is in auto OEM. How many of you feel auto EV theme is a good segment for the next 1-3 years, right? Next 1-3 years. So yes, when Pricol, yesterday when they have declared their results, right? One of the auto OEM, Original Equipment Manufacturing Limited company, when they have come out with good results, is it good to observe their earnings report? So even though you don't observe on the recommendation price, you know what is happening in the EV theme, electrical vehicles, what is happening in the automobile theme, right? The resource is available, trendline platform, how to make use of it, right? Even there are other tools which you can make use of it, right? So what I want every one of you to understand is, instead of worrying about what I have to do in a volatile market, or I should be tense, I should liquidate all my stocks, rather be prepared how to take the decision, because market volatility is a part of this game. And yes, it gives you opportunities to enter into stronger businesses, right? To enter into stronger businesses. Now, apart from these fundamental triggers, right? Apart from these fundamental triggers, now let's look at the technicals part of it, right? Technicals part of it. So yes, we do not just look on the fundamentals, we also combine the technicals, right? The combination of fundamentals along with the technicals or chart reading is very, very powerful, and you will experience it as you have a grip on it. And the kind of a profits you make, or the leave about profits, the kind of a clarity you have would be great, right? Would be great. Now, coming to technicals, right? Coming to technicals, first part I don't want you to do is understand the stages, right? Stages. For example, stage 2. What do I mean by stage 2? Stage 2 means advancing stage. right? Or stage 2 means the stage where it is showing bullishness, or it's a bullish stock, or it's a bullish market, right? Stage 4 is declining stage, right? Or even it is a bearishness, or it is a bearish stock, or even to keep it very simple for you to understand or remember for a very longer period, a falling knife, right? So do not enter into stocks which are like a continuous falling knife, right? Even yes, stage 2, you can also call it as a growth stage, right? Advancing stage, growth stage, right? Everything will be the same. Why I'm telling you, there are many people, sir, this company has done wonderfully well, and because of some bad quarterly results, or because of some internal fraud that the company, someone, the employee have done, or there is some changes in the annual report, something has happened, or even there is a sudden fall in the earnings data. So as it is coming down, should I average it? The last thing you have to do is averaging down a stock in the stage 4. I want everyone to let me know, never average down, right? So you don't know if the stock is falling, right? If the stock is falling like this, the earnings can be very pathetic, and from there it can even crash, right? It can even crash. Rather be in strength, right? Rather be in strength. Even, sir, in a complete bearish market, or even in a complete market decline, when a stock is falling every day, can I average? No. Wait for the stock to consolidate, and in the consolidation, when it shows strength, then only we will be into it, right? Be into it. And yes, this is a time where everyone will be tempted to enter into a stock when it is continuously falling. Don't do that. Second, VIX. What do you mean by VIX? India Volatility Index. Yeah, India Volatility Index and India VIX. These are the levels, right? These are the levels. If India VIX is between 10 to 16, it is a low volatile market, right? India VIX between 16 to 20, it's a medium volatile market, and VIX between 20 to 28, right? If the India VIX is advancing above 20, it is a high volatile market, right? It's a high volatile market, and it makes sense, right? It makes sense even you be in cash. Sir, yes, as the volatility is increasing, as it is advancing above 20 like that, I would remove all my short-term positions and I'll be in cash. It's completely fine, right? It's completely fine. Okay. Even whoever are not aware, right? Whoever are not aware, if you see my screen, if you see my screen, once you log into Teachable, right? Once you log into Teachable, India VIX, you just enter here, you get the data, right? Right now we are at around 11.27 levels. So as of now, it's not a highly volatile or a dangerous situation like that. We are at good levels, right? We are at good levels. So we should be more worried if India VIX is advancing. And these are the things we should remember, right? We should remember. And lastly, EMA 200, right? EMA 200, we will not be discussing more on it, because in the last week's discussion, we have had a very elaborate discussion on Lakshman Rekha, right? Lakshman Rekha, which I mean any company which is trading below your EMA 200, don't explore it now, right? Don't explore now. Any stock, you load your exponential moving average. If it is trading below that EMA 200, be very, very cautious. And these are the companies you should not be entering now. At least if a stock is above EMA 200 and it is satisfying the other parameters, some safety net is there. But below EMA 200, don't experiment. That too when there is some volatility in the market. Okay. And yes, whoever are not aware, right? Whoever are not aware, let me show you, right? Let me show you. Once you log into your Teachable in July edition, right? In July edition, yes, we have discussed about what is Lakshman Rekha, EMA 200, right? You'll get a very good understanding about EMA and even how you can use multiple EMAs to check the short-term trend, right? To check the short-term trend. So, and it's not a very long discussion. It's just the capsules of information, a bit-sized information. If you feel, sir, I can't spend 20 minutes, 18 minutes, right? So you should understand things, right? You should understand things. Okay. So just to summarize, right? Just to summarize, volatility will always be there in the market, right? Volatility will always be there in the market. Fundamentally, we have discussed about some key triggers. Technically, we have understood stage 2, advancing companies will be there. Stage 4, a long-term company, very strong fundamental company, continuously falling. We don't add during a continuous fall, even though it is a long-term quality company. Once it consolidates, once it shows some strength, then we be in it. India VIX, which reflects the volatility index, EMA 200, Lakshman Rekha. The stocks which are trading below EMA 200, we don't explore. It's not in our safety net. And lastly, accept the fact volatility will be there in the market. If you are an investor or if you're a person who are worried about the volatility, sir, market is continuously crashing. Should I be more worried? No, you should not be. You should be prepared, right? Do not worry about things which are not in your control. Things which are in your control is to manage the volatility, right? Is to manage the risk. Okay, good.